Hey folks, and welcome to another episode of 8 News Real Talk. I'm your host, Tannock Blair, and with me as always, my co-host, Julia Broberg.
Hello.
Hey, Julia.
Hi, Tannock.
We're back in the swing of things. 2026, we did our sort of look-back year recap last week. Went through our top 10 movies of 2025. Feel free to go check that out on YouTube, Facebook, WRIC.com, or our free-to-download streaming service, WRIC+. But this week we're back to our regularly scheduled programming. We have a new release. It's kind of we're in the light season now because we're post sort of awards things coming out for Oscars and things.
Yeah.
And so January through February, even a bit of March, there's going to be just a few big releases, not really that many. Which means we might have a chance to do a bit more retrospective reviews, which we had a lot of fun with last year. But not today. Today we're keeping it simple. We're just going to review this new dramedy from director Bradley Cooper.
A new director on the scene. I haven't heard that name before.
I think, is this his third film then? He did
Yes.
the remake of
A Star is Born.
A Star is Born and Maestro. And
I both liked.
Yeah, I like both of those movies too. And I like this movie. Spoilers.
Spoilers. I like this movie.
He has a new dramedy out starring Will Arnett and Laura Dern called Is This Thing On? Julia, what did you think of Is This Thing On?
I liked it. I feel like it was pandering because I'm a big stand-up fan. I have been since I was in middle school. I just love everything about stand-up. I love that it came out of like the 70s grime and grease of New York City. And I think this captures what stand-up can be very well. And I just love whatever Bradley Cooper is going through right now, personally, that is making him make these movies. Because I know a lot of people are not vibing with it. I am. Because he is obviously just working through some stuff. Because he cast himself in this movie as a character named Balls. That's factual. I'm not making a joke. His character's name is Balls. And he's just kind of this aloof, high guy that's high all the time, but then gets serious. Anyway. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm going on a tangent.
Yeah. Some people buy, sports cars for their midlife crisis. Bradley Cooper makes movies about midlife crises.
Where he can live vicariously through Will Arnett.
Right.
And Leonard Bernstein. Yeah, I liked it. I would give it 4 stars. The person that I saw it with hated it, which was so funny to me. But yeah, I enjoyed it. And then we can get more into why later. But how did you feel about it?
I liked it too. Maybe not enough for a 4-star. I think I'll go 3 for this one. But I think the script, which is actually supposedly based on a true story, sort of a British comedian called John Bishop, who was going through a divorce and accidentally sort of fell into stand-up comedy during the divorce, and then ended up sort of rekindling his relationship with his estranged wife.
It's a best case scenario, though.
Right.
There's a lot of dudes that probably did that and did not rekindle their relationship with their wives.
Right. But, it's a perfect sort of storybook fairy tale, real life fairy tale that you could make into a movie.
Yeah, of course he gets Laura Dern back. Yeah, right. Are you kidding? Peak era Laura Dern.
But it's, I think some of the actual writing is maybe a little cliched for me, maybe a little rote, predictable, but it doesn't matter because I think the performances sell it so well, and especially the 2 central performances from Will Arnett and Laura Dern, really compelling. I had a great time. Even though it didn't necessarily melt my cold heart in the way that I wanted it to, I still had a great time watching it.
Let's put a disclaimer, it's hard to melt your cold heart.
That's right.
That takes a lot of effort.
Yeah, it's an unfair sort of measurement that I'm grading films on, but
I was waiting for you to be like, the main 2 performances kids didn't care for. Didn't care for the performances from the children. Bad performances from the children.
I think that was literally my review for The Roses last year.
The kids bad. Well, the kids in that were so bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
Go check out our review for The Roses on WRIC Plus and WRIC.
Damn, a lot of ads today.
All right, let's get into spoiler talk.
Let's do it.
Is This Thing On? Julia.
The first one of the new year.
outlined the basic concept, but do you want to Is there anything I missed in what is this thing on is about?
Not really. Yeah, Will Arnett plays a guy who's in the middle of a divorce from his wife, played by Laura Dern. So he doesn't even go into this bar trying to do stand-up. He wants to get into this bar because he's drinking heavily. And the guy's like, you have to pay a cover charge. And he's like, okay, why did that girl not have to pay a cover charge? And he's like, well, 'cause she's doing the open mic. Then he steps up on stage. And I don't like the unrealistic, like he gets up there and doesn't bomb immediately, like with his divorce material. Like I figured out I was pinning a divorce today, and the room's like, no, that's not how that works. Because it's Will Arnett. Yeah. He plays it more believably because he is a funny guy. Yeah. And he has experience in comedy. But
actually, this brings up a good point that I don't mean to derail your, your plot outlining.
No, please do. Please. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. Maybe we'll never return.
But this film has a really similar concept to the TV show The Marvelous Miss Maisel. Have you ever seen it? Mm-hmm. Which is also about a character who's going through a divorce, like sort of life and family is falling apart, and then finds stand-up comedy accidentally in the first episode, sort of like falls into it in a very similar way to the way Will Arnett does in this one. Some differences between this and Marvelous Miss Maisel, and it could either be a pro or a con depending on what your take on it is that the jokes are not nearly as funny in this movie. Could be argued that that's the point, and it's a little bit more grounded, that especially when he goes up that very first time, he's not naturally funny. It's unrealistic how much the crowd is receptive to it, but maybe, open mic, like you get a bit more of a generous crowd. I don't know.
The crowd's warmed up from other acts. Yeah. People that do it like actually for,
Yeah, but it surprised me, and I still don't know if it would have been a better film. I don't think it would have necessarily made it a better or worse film if the jokes had actually been funny. But it's a take to make this like very grounded in all of his stand-up bits, even when he gets to like more polished material. He's not like that funny. No. And the comedians, realistically so.
Then the comedians say so. They're like, "You're bad at stand-up. Good guy, but you're bad at stand-up."
Yeah. But he's treating it more as therapy than actually being good at it.
Yeah. Which is great. The friend that I saw it with, she was like, "That wasn't funny." Yeah. I was like, "Right." That was part of the reason that she hated it. We came out of it. She was like, "That wasn't funny. I wanted it to be funny." And I was like, "No, Bradley Cooper's sad these days. He's not making fun. He's sad.
But he's funny in it.
He is funny.
Which we'll get to, maybe.
Yes. So, continuing the plot, because that helps set up for, I'm sure, other critiques of ours. Laura Dern's also struggling with some identity stuff. She used to be like a pro volleyball player.
An Olympian.
And now she's grappling with, should she go into the coaching world? Should she get back into it now that this divorce is happening and maybe she wants to do more stuff for herself? Ends up on a date with Peyton Manning. What the heck is going on? Because I said that this shows who I am as a person, because when they have this shot where I was like, who's going to play her date? That has to be somebody of note. Yeah. And I went, is that Tom Brady? And Mariah, that was probably the loudest laugh that Mariah got throughout the whole movie. It was me thinking that Peyton Manning was Tom Brady.
I also didn't pick him because he gets introduced in like a bit of a wide shot. Like it's anyone who knows Peyton Manning well will clock him immediately. But I had a similar thing where in that first shot, I thought it was the actor who plays Tom Wamsgans in Succession.
Yeah.
The guy from Pride and Prejudice, Mr.
Darcy.
Yeah, Mr. Darcy. I can't remember the name of that actor.
Matthew McFadden.
Yeah, there you go. I thought it was that, and then like it got close. I'm like, oh no, that's Peyton Manning.
That's Peyton Manning. I was like, Tom Brady. I was like, that is Peyton Manning. That is Peyton Manning. And I was like, right, whatever. I watch movies. I don't watch sports. Okay, this isn't called 8 News Sports Talk. All right.
Yeah. He was fine. Appropriate sports, not sports, stunt casting. I was gonna say.
Yeah, because he plays like a coach.
Yeah.
And he sounds like a sports dude.
Yeah.
He's just acting like a dude. He's not like giving it over the top. Like he's just a dude that she's like kind of maybe going on a date with.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was all. I don't
distracting for a second, but I think it worked.
Yeah.
I was fine with it.
But then Will Arnett meets other comedians in the world that actually do this for like a job or like want to make this their career. His parents are kind of funny. We only see them for like 5 minutes maybe in total.
Yeah.
But then the dad has that like speech at the end.
Yes.
After he's had his worst on stage moment.
That's one of those sort of predictable, more cliched things that like you knew was coming from scene one.
Yeah.
At some point in this movie is the onstage breakdown. That was also a speech filled with cliches, I thought, and wasn't especially well written. But
Your heart's getting colder. It's like another sheet of ice comes around.
but
your
before
heart.
I get too dark on it, I will say he sells it. I like it's a hard close up. The way that Bradley Cooper chooses to shoot all of the stand up scenes is to like be aggressively close camera to their face, and I imagine that's pretty distracting and hard to like keep as an actor. But you never feel like Will Arnett's distracted by anything other than the audience in front of him. It's really good.
Will Arnett is good at playing a mentally unstable guy that like crashes out. He's really good at it, and so I think
This
Bradley
is like
Cooper.
his fourth or fifth time playing the same character.
He's
basically.
done it in animated.
Yeah, BoJack
stuff.
Horseman. Yeah,
And he's great in that too. If people like this, I would also recommend Pete Holmes has a TV show called Crashing that is kind of similar to his like journey through stand-up.
that's right.
While going through a breakup. Another key influence in this film is the friendships of Will Arnett and Laura Dern, like their friends that are married, like the married couples that they hang out with. And I thought it was a really interesting look of how societal perceptions impact how you go about talking about your divorce or talking about your relationship. Like, you know, they hesitated, they went on these trips as a couple. I don't know, I just thought it was interesting to, on top of everything else, be like, the perception of these couples and how their, you know, relationship status is.
I agree. I think that's pretty well handled, and it's interesting the dynamic of them being a team and putting up a front together. And that first time they go to that first dinner, like Will Arnett says, like one last one for the road, or whatever,
one last
like,
hoorah,
whatever he says. You get that feeling that even when their relationship is coming apart and they feel like they don't have each other's backs anymore, they actually kind of do. They're like still putting on this like social front with their friends and things. Also, they're friends with two couples. One couple gets a lot of like screen time and dialogue and stuff. That's Bradley Cooper and
then there's the token gay couple.
and
And then there's the smartless friend. They have Sean Hazen.
Any lines of the movie.
They just sing
Amazing
Grace. And I loved every minute of it. Where I was like, there's a scene where they're all like making breakfast. And it's Andrew Day, who is a very well-acclaimed singer, plays Bradley Cooper's wife.
Okay.
She sings Rise Up. We'll talk about that. You added no acknowledgement.
Blank face.
Andrew Day, she's a very good singer, and she's the one who plays Bradley Cooper's wife.
Right.
Then you have Sean Hazen, his real life husband, Scott. I'm having an aneurysm. But they are like making breakfast. It's Andrew Day and Sean and Scott, and they all just start singing an a cappella version of Amazing Grace. And Mariah looked over and was like, "I bet you're loving this." And I was like, "Yeah, I am."
As someone who loves it, because I didn't hate it, but I was confused by it.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it supposed to be a joke? Is it supposed
I
to be
don't know.
funny? Like, okay.
I just like to hear people sing. I just like to hear people, you know.
I wondered if it was like a bit of surreal comedy or something. Like, because there is, like, my favorite joke in the whole movie is actually that, which is like they're having some sort of argument or people are running around the house or whatever, and then just in the background, the dog walks out of the bathroom and you hear the toilet flush. That's the best joke of the whole movie. That was the loudest I laughed the whole thing.
Joke.
I was like, that's brilliant, just to like sneak that in the background and like not address it at all.
While there's a serious like argument happening. Yeah, Mariah was like, "Did that dog just flush that toilet?"
That
I was like,
incredible.
it was.
So I was wondering if the Amazing Grace thing was supposed to be similar, where it's just this weird thing that's supposed to be kind of funny, but it's played very straight and very serious. Like this is just supposed to be a beautiful moment that we're all supposed to.
I don't know what that moment was at all, but
What that's doing.
I don't know. You know, maybe it's just, I don't know. I can't explain.
Bradley Cooper works in mysterious ways.
Well, yes. I think we could sum up both of our reviews just by saying that.
We should talk about balls too.
We should talk about balls. Let's have a moment of silence for balls. Bradley Cooper's character in this is, you explain balls. I don't know what
he's
about balls.
an aspiring sort of. It's implied that he's a sort of unsuccessful actor. He's getting some work, but he's clearly got bigger aspirations than working.
Cowboy number 3 in this
in a
television
TV show or he's ranch hand or something.
Bradley Cooper is bald. Did you see that tweet where it was like the promotional tweet and it was like, Bradley Cooper is balls and is this thing on? And I was like, this is amazing. I was like, I can't wait for this. Anyway, sorry.
It feels like he deliberately gave himself all the best lines, the best, like, most fun character in this dramedy. Which, like, if you're familiar with Bradley Cooper's career, we know he's got great comedy chops.
Yeah.
I mean, Wet Hot American Summer was like one of his first
Hangover
roles.
films.
Yeah, Hangover, of course. So it's fun to see him, in his directorial output also contributing a bit of that.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it works, sometimes it feels a little like too obviously trying to be the quirky side character thing. Again, I'm still hopping on the writing thing.
Yeah.
But some great actual emotional moments from him as well, or the one when he learns that Will Arnett is starting stand-up, and you can see him feel a little threatened as the performer in the group, and he's afraid that Will Arnett is immediately going to crush it and do really well, but still in a best friend kind of way, like it still feels like supportive. And that scene actually also has, I think, the funniest exchange that Balls has, which is where Will Arnett's trying to figure out what Laura Dern has said about if she's dating someone else, and Bradley Cooper, the exchange they have is like a Laurel and Hardy, who's on first bit gag. That's really well done. That's another really funny bit in the movie. But yes, he also has the one of the more insightful sort of observations, which is when he's pointing to the big framed photo of Laura Dern that Will Arnett has put on his wall of her at the Olympics, where he mentions you can't see her face in it. It's the back of it. It's the subtext going on in that conversation is very well done. That's one of the few moments where it's that's good writing.
I love, again, like you're saying, one of the best scenes for me is the dialogue surrounding that picture, because Will Arnett sees it as such a, he's like, look, I put this photo up on the wall of you. And she's like, but that's not me anymore. Yeah. That's who I was, and you can't see my face. I'm not with my kids. Yeah. And I think it just sends her deeper into her identity spiral.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you see him realize, the very husband-man thing of, what did I do? Yeah. What did I do wrong? Why is she upset? Yeah. And then you see them kind of reach But I forget, there was a point where I was literally crying at one part of this movie, and where I was like, are you crying?
Just disappointed in you.
Yes. And I was like, I feel my emotions. But I did definitely start to tear up at the ending. I liked the ending a lot.
Yeah, the ending owes a lot to Under Pressure by David Bowie and Queen.
Any movie that uses that song owes all of it to how great that song is.
Yeah, it feels like a bit of a crutch. I think if you had another song in there, that ending wouldn't be as good as it is, and that's why I kind of don't want to give it its credit, but it's a good ending. It's a serviceable ending. It feels fair to give these people a happy ending, because ultimately the issues that they have that they feel like is pushing their relationship away is not irreversible or anything. They actually do have, they still care for each other, and they actually do both have what it takes to make it work. So it feels completely earned to have a happy ending in that way. But yeah, I was like, that's cheating to put Under Pressure on and have everyone smiling and dancing to Under Pressure.
Yeah, but it's kids playing it. That's what's funny, is that all the kids are, they have that whole thing where it's I didn't even realize I was Under Pressure. I've been hearing him play that same piano part for 3 weeks.
But yeah.
That, and the whole, when they're separated and they can't let their friends know that they're actually back together. All those scenes were really funny, where he's like, "Do you still want me to come up to the attic tonight?" And she's pissed.
Right.
But yeah. Also, I just want to say, this has nothing to do with the movie, but I have met Sean Hayes and his husband, and they were both very nice people.
Wow. Is there a story behind how you met them, or?
Sean Hayes was in a show on Broadway. I can't remember the title of the show, but he plays God. Okay. And family friend had somebody that was there, and then we went backstage and met him and his husband, and he was just super, super nice. Nice. And I met David Tell, who's also in this. Again, they have little comedian cameos in this.
Yes, right.
Which is I always thought. I feel like they could have had more, but I like that they had more kind of underground stand-up people. Yeah. But David Tell is also very nice.
Cool. Yeah, I think the stand-up stuff, rightfully so, I think it's appropriately done, takes a back seat in the second half of this movie, or it's not as pivotal to the story as you might think by the name of the movie. Is this thing on, and all the promotional stuff about him pursuing stand-up. I think there's a little bit less of that than there is the marital drama stuff, but I'm not saying that as a pro or a con. It's just something that I noticed when I was watching, a little bit less than expected. And that sort of just plays into the fact, again, where it's not really the point. It's not trying to make those scenes extra funny or like well written. Something like Miss Maisel, which has like really good written stand up every time the character goes up there. It's not as fantastical as that. It's trying to be more grounded.
It's not as marvelous as Miss Maisel is.
Right.
It's dark and grimy like Will Arnett.
Yeah. But I can see why, in that same breath, this sort of grounded approach might be the same reason that the ending feels so weirdly fantastical to throw that in when you've tried to ground other elements of the movie as such. I think it ultimately works. It's like I said, it's a good movie, good 3 stars, but I can see where some people have their issues with it.
Agreed. Also a testament. Will Arnett and Laura Dern are a hot couple. They're both hot people, and hot people should be together.
And good chemistry, I thought.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, that does it for Is This Thing On? And this week on Real Talk. Thank you for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you all next week. Have a good one.